A look at area news on this Friday morning. We began in Talladega. The Talladega Fire Department responded to 11 calls the past week, according to Chief Danny Warwick. Those calls did not include a downed tree and elevator call from last week. June the 11th, there was an accidental false alarm called in on Pearl Street. The following day, there was a trailer fire on Nottingham Road that was fully involved when firefighters arrived, and it was a total loss. There were 4 calls June 13th, although 2 of those were canceled en route. Heat from a worn cord did result in a dryer fire on Lookout Lane, however. June 14th, another malfunction on Mitchell Road and a false alarm on East Parkway. Now, the only call Monday was a passenger vehicle fire in Talladega on the campus of Central Alabama Community College. There were 2 more calls Tuesday, including a storage fire on East Parkway and emergency medical assistance on McMillan Street. With summer upon us, Warwick offered several safety tips for people planning to do some grilling too. Propane and charcoal grills should only be used outdoors and should be placed well away from homes and deck railings and out from under eaves and overhanging branches. Of course, keep children and pets at least 3 feet away from the grilling area. Chief Warwick also advised residents to keep their grills clean by removing grease and fat deposits. Never leave grills unattended, and make sure gas grill lids are open before lighting. Always keep your grill at least 15 feet away from combustibles. Enforce a kid-free zone at least 36 inches until the grill is cool. Warwick continued, said allow 48 hours for disposing of spent coals. Only put them in metal containers. And of course, keep fluid away from children and heat sources. If using an electric charcoal starter, use an extension cord rated for outdoor use. No major traffic delays are anticipated during today's procession for Defense Logistics Agency member Chrissy Davis. That according to Talladega County Sheriff Jimmy Kilgore. Kilgore said none of the roads on the procession route, which includes Speedway Boulevard, East Tebogo Road, Alabama 21, and North Street, would be closed, but traffic will be held at points during the route to ensure a seamless transition for what could be a larger procession than normally seen in Talladega. Sheriff Kilgore noted that any delays experienced would be short compared to the delay to the length of a routine traffic stop. Kilgore said, quote, there will be minimum delays just so we can get the procession through. Said, I would advise people to plan alternate routes. And of course, the body of Defense Logistics Agency member Chrissy Davis will arrive at Ursery Funeral Home later on today. The Sylacauga City Schools Foundation has named Carol Sprayberry as its executive director. That according to an announcement from Foundation President Amy Price. Sprayberry, a retired business education teacher of 32 years, all of them spent at Sylacauga High School, was chosen from among an unknown number of applicants by the SCS Foundation Board sometime last week. Sprayberry fit the mold of the foundation's ideal candidate, a retired educator with extensive firsthand experience of the school system. Sprayberry's main priorities will lie in working with the foundation board to expand relationships with business and community partners. She will also work to increase community awareness of how foundation grants supplement learning opportunities for students of Sylacauga High Schools or Sylacauga City Schools. Sprayberry said her time working as an educator at Sylacauga High has helped her for many of those endeavors. Dr. Freeman, himself a member of the board, said he was excited to see that good work come from Sprayberry, especially considering she, as a former teacher, can better understand the needs of the classroom. And speaking of Dr. Todd Freeman, Sylacauga Superintendent Dr. Todd Freeman received a performance evaluation total of 4.34 out of a possible 5 points for excellence in leadership from the Sylacauga Board of Education. Results of the evaluation were presented by board member Melissa Garris, who said that after completing his second year, the school board finds that Freeman is doing an excellent job of leading the school system in setting forth long-term goals. Now, board member Scott Stewart said Freeman is very strategic and a great problem solver. Amy Price also commended Freeman on his leadership by stating, quote, "It is targeted, it's specific, and it serves every single aspect of the school system." And the board authorized Melissa Garris and board president Dr. Steve Marlowe to lead the negotiation regarding a contract extension for Dr. Freeman. Price stated that this would include defining the terms of the contract with competitive compensation. And finally, in news in Tallapoosa County, Alexander City forensic test results in the investigation into the death of an Alexander City child show the little boy died from a drug overdose, according to detectives. On December 27th, 2014, officers were called to a home in the 1700 block of Barrett Road in reference to an unresponsive 3-year-old. The child was taken to Russell Medical Center. A short time after his arrival at the facility, he was pronounced dead. The Alexander City Police Department at that time launched an investigation into the tragic incident, and an autopsy was done by the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences. Now, earlier this week, investigators revealed they had just received the toxicology report, and the child's death was caused by methadone toxicity after ingesting a lethal dose of the liquid drug. Methadone is an opioid medication and reduces withdrawal symptoms in people addicted to heroin or other narcotics. Methadone is used as a pain reliever and is part of a drug addiction detoxification and maintenance program. The case will be presented to the Tallapoosa County Grand Jury in July to determine if any charges will be filed. That is a look at area news this morning.